You can do that, right?
Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here with another BoomStick review. Sorry about that, I'm just kind of laughing. I'm really excited to be talking about the Alien franchise. And with me is Chris.
I'm Chris from my channel, Chris.
It's not just a clever name.
So it's not just a clever name.
With me as always is Garth.
Party on, Wayne!
Anyway, we're here to talk about the Alien franchise. There ain't a lot of shit we can say about these movies. They've been done 50 billion times. So just to take off with the first movie, everybody knows the Alien was designed by H.R. Giger, and it's a great design. I love the design. What do you like the design?
I thought the design was fantastic.
Fantastic, baby.
Personally, I think it, compared to the CGI of these days, it's out of this world.
Well, yeah, I gotta agree with that. Design-wise, I love the way it blends in the background. Probably Ridley Scott's best film. Some of his newer stuff is kind of wishy-washy. I know a lot of people are split on Prometheus and Alien Covenant. We'll get to those in a minute. We're not going to cover the Alien vs. Predator films. We'll save them for another video down the line somewhere because they're kind of like an offshoot, off-branch, whatever movie in the Alien franchise. So just step into the first Alien. I mean, what can I say? 1 to 4 stars. Obvious 4 stars for me.
The first Alien movie, it's the first introduction of Ellen Ripley, first introduction of the Alien.
Well, 1 to 4 stars, though. What do you give it?
4 out of stars all the way.
4 out of 4, so that's pretty much, yeah, it's a classic. Everybody's seen Alien. They ain't really nothing we can add to it. The biggest problem in the movie is the fact that Sigourney Weaver's character at the end of it keeps going back for the cat, when she's the only one left, and everybody's screaming at the screen going, "No, bitch, no!"
She's got to save the cat.
She's got to save Jonesy.
It's got to happen.
But yeah, she gets out of there. There's a director's cut of the movie that adds in a little bit more. It's not really anything better. You should probably just stick with the original film. I mean, just stick with the theatrical version. It's the better version, in my opinion. And the guy in the movie, Ash, turns out to be a robot. He gets his head knocked off. Remember that? There's like a robot.
I do remember that.
There's like a robot in almost every one of these movies.
And I believe they use milk for his blood.
They always bleach milk. Every one of these guys do. They're milk model androids. Yeah, 4 stars, obviously. And the design of the egg and the face hugger, everybody knows about this shit. It's all great. Obviously 4 stars for the first Alien. Aliens, they added S on it. It's even cooler.
Multiples.
Yeah. A lot of people go back and forth about what movie they prefer, Alien or Aliens. Personally, I prefer the first Alien because I like the atmosphere better. Second Alien is more like a pure action movie because there's multiple aliens. And the aliens are not as scary in the second one, which is a little bit of a problem for me personally. But I just have a blast with the movie. You got Sigourney Weaver back. You got Bill Paxton back, who has one of those famous lines ever.
Game over, man! Game over!
Yeah, that's it. We're not getting out of here, man. Why don't you just put her in charge? Now, Bill Paxton's awesomeness in the movie. Yes, this is actually one film where I said the director's cut is better because it adds in a little bit more about Ellen Ripley's daughter who passed away or whatever in the meantime while she was frozen from the end of the last movie. So personally, I do prefer the director's cut over the theatrical version. And the movie's a lot of fun. You get the Queen Alien at the end and amps it up. This is my second favorite James Cameron film after Terminator 2, which I consider his best film. Aliens, what would you give?
Now, the Queen Alien wasn't in the first one, was she?
Yeah, no Queen Alien in the first movie. It's a concept introduced in the second one. I know Ridley Scott's not exactly a huge fan of the Queen Alien concept. In my opinion, it helped amp up the sequel. It's a sequel. You got to go bigger. The shit works.
Just like him, I'd have to give it 4 stars. It's just
obviously
as good
4
as the
stars for Aliens. I mean, I don't personally think... well, it's a totally different movie than Alien. I don't personally think it's as good as Alien because I like the atmosphere in Alien better. But as a movie, it's a great movie. It's a totally different type of film. So, yeah,
action, horror, thriller was the first one. This is more of an action. But
I'd say the first one's more a suspense filler, at least in my opinion. Second one's more just straight action movie. You got friggin' G.I. Joe, Space Marine Commandos. Yeah. Alien 3, a lot of people are split on Alien 3. People either love Alien 3 or they hate Alien 3. A lot of people hate it because the people from the last movie, Hicks, Newt, and Ripley, Hicks and Newt just died at the beginning of the Alien 3, and it's just... Ripley left for the whole movie on a prison planet with all new characters, and a lot of people just automatically, because they love Aliens so much, they just automatically hate anything in Alien 3 after that. Personally, I think the theatrical cut of Alien 3 does suck. I think the assembly cut, which is not a director's cut because David Fincher doesn't want anything to do with Fox after this movie was made because he had such a shitty time making it, but the assembly cut that puts in back a lot of the shit that was cut out, I actually think that is a pretty good cut of the movie. It's not as good as Aliens or Alien. It's a totally different movie. It's pretty much a dark, depressing, like arty kind of movie. I'd give it like 3.5 stars out of 4. Pretty good, not great, not on level of the first 2 movies. I do hate the beginning when when the characters in the last movie get killed. It makes aliens seem kind of useless. It makes the film useless, really. But after that shit, when the movie actually becomes its own film, after that, I enjoy the film in the assembly cut. What about you? What is your opinion on Alien 3?
Now, I never actually saw the assembly cut, but I had saw the original theatrical version, and for what you just said, it sounds like the assembly is way better. So.
Well, the assembly's better because it gives more character moments for the characters. And I will say a problem with the movie is everybody's freaking bald. And when you get to the end of the movie, some of the characters are just kind of fodder. It starts to become more like a slasher.
Is there an android in the third one?
There's no android in the third one. Well, there is. You get Bishop from the last movie. He's like half his body is still left. He gets turned off for a few minutes, and kind of a cool effect. But some of the bald guys kind of like merge together later on in the movie, and so it kind of looks too similar. The characters do, and you can't kind of tell them apart. Charles Dutton is in this movie. He's good, and what the fuck is his name? The guy from Last Action Hero is in this movie. Charles Dance. That's it. Charles Dance. The guy from Last Action Hero who played the bad guy in Last Action Hero is in this movie. He's great. He gets killed off a little too early, although I like the surprise of his death. He gets killed after like the second act.
The red eye.
Cool to have him there. Yeah, the red eye. You gotta catch the red eye. He's still cool though. It's cool to have him there. Yeah, and in the theatrical cut, the alien comes out of a dog, right?
Yeah, in the theatrical it comes out of the dog.
And the assembly cut, it comes out of the ox. Both are pretty cool. The thing in the assembly cut is you just get more character moments, so it gets you know the characters better. Like there's this rapist guy with goggles who looks like a ripoff, or looks like Vin Diesel's character from Riddick kind of ripped off his look, and then he tries to like rape Sigourney Weaver's character, and then later on in the movie you get a character arc where he sees Sigourney Weaver save one of his friends, so he sacrifices his life to capture the alien. I just like cool shit like that adds more to the characters. It just feels more fleshed out. The movie's more streamlined. It just plays.
We do get to see Mr. Whalen at the end of this one. You
get to see Lance Henriksen back. Before I forget about that, you get Lance Henriksen back, which is kind of cool. He plays a human. It's kind of cool. Alien 3, I also like the way it ends. It ends with like Ripley's message or whatever that she sent to the Whalen Corporation or whatever left on her thing, computer, and it plays. It's like the last survivor of the Nostromo signing off or whatever. That's cool because it helps. It's a trilogy. It makes it a trilogy and it wraps it up. Alien 3, I'd give 3.5 stars. For the assembly cut. Assembly cut now, 3.5 stars. I think it's pretty good. Once you get past the way it wipes its ass of aliens, I think it's a pretty good movie. If you like the style of it and judge it as for the film it is, I think it's pretty good. Assembly cut is.
Because I've only seen the theatrical version, I'm probably just gonna have to. I'm gonna give it 2.75 out of 4.
Okay. So, what do you mean? Like, you think it's like okay or passable?
I think it's a little better than okay and passable, but it's not a great movie.
All right, then.
It's all right. Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll move on to Alien Resurrection. I have no idea why this film exists. The story was pretty much wrapped up in the first 3. I had no reason for this movie to exist. Alien Resurrection is usually most people's least favorite.
It's a comedy.
Some people like it as so bad it's good. It's got Ron Perlman in it. That's kind of cool. It's got the dude who was the bad guy in The Crow, Michael Wincott. He's pretty cool. He gets killed off way too early. As far as the movie goes, you got Sigourney Weaver back as a friggin' alien-human hybrid clone of her character from the first 3 movies.
It's got the guy who voiced Chucky in it.
Yeah, it's got Brad Dourif in it doing his crazy-ass Brad Dourif shit. And it's pretty much like a comic book movie, really. It's got over-the-top action. It's got action like Aliens, but it's more over-the-top and ridiculous action. And there's some cool scenes, like an underwater scene. Winona Ryder plays an android in this film. She feels really friggin' out of place in this movie. I have no idea why she was there. I guess to appeal to the teen generation to help boost up box office. Ron Perlman's in the movie. You get a cool scene where he like holds himself backwards down a ladder or whatever and is shooting down, and he raises back up and sees this freaking spider and gets spooked and shoots it. That was pretty damn funny.
Close-up view to the spider.
Yeah, I would say there's also like a director's cut of Alien Resurrection. Don't waste your time with it. The only difference really is you get to see Earth at the end of it. But I kind of like the fact that the way the theatrical cut ends better, where they're just like coming towards Earth and you get like a little bit of glimpse of Earth, and it just kind of cuts because you never see Earth in these damn movies, and I prefer it that way. All in all, for Alien Resurrection, it's a dumb movie, but I had fun with it. A lot of people hate it.
My favorite thing about Alien Resurrection was the end. I love that they did the human-alien hybrid.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Some people hate that thing. I didn't mind the way it looked.
I loved its death.
Yeah, he loved his death. He likes it getting sucked out the window. That was kind of cool. A little bit too CGI.
Sucked the skin, and then it showed the skull, and then it's...
Yeah, it was still a cool effect. A little bit early CGI, but it was pretty cool. It was one of the most likable characters in the movie. But anyway, because you felt sorry for it.
Yeah.
At least most people did. But anyway, as far as Alien Resurrection goes, I'd give it 2 stars. It's an okay, dumb, fun action movie, ridiculous movie.
It was Ripley's little baby.
Yeah, it's an okay, dumb, fun action flick, like a comic book, really, like a dumb comic book. It's not horrible, I don't think. I don't really hate any of these Alien movies. It's just kind of okay. I'd give it 2 stars. I can watch it and have an okay time with it. Just dumb fun. What would you say, 1 to 4?
If I was thinking of it as a comedy, and just because Ron Perlman is hilarious and Brad Dourif and all that,
Yeah.
I would give it a 3 out of 4. But in
Yeah.
terms of an Alien movie,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give it a 2. Yeah.
2. So what is it, like a low 2 or a high 2? Is it okay or is it passable?
It was an okay movie.
Okay, that's what I figured. All right, we jump into Prometheus, the prequel to Alien. Now, people are mixed as hell on this movie. Both Prometheus and Alien Covenant, people are divided as all hell. So, what end of the spectrum do I fall on? I think there's a lot. I have the same problems as a lot of people do. There's a lot of dumb shit character moments in this movie. Michael Fassbender's cool as an android. I don't really mind the cast, but a lot of them don't get a lot of shit to do. And the movie leaves a lot of questions unanswered because it wants to be a trilogy, and then they'll wrap the shit up eventually. It's not horrible. Michael Fassbender's pretty cool. He pretty much carries the movie. And I like the idea of it, of exploring like the engineers, the guys who created the aliens. I think that's kind of cool. Or we thought created the aliens, but we find out in Alien Covenant it's actually Michael Fassbender that does it. Spoiler! But
I suppose this planet that they're on was a planet where they were developing this.
yeah, where they were testing it. The black shit that they use, we pretty much get the idea that it's a chemical warfare type weapon that they want to use. That they probably use in wars and shit. It mutates stuff. We get the idea. I mean, it's there. At the end of the movie, one of the engineers gets exposed to the shit, and it causes a chest burster to come out of his chest, and it's like it's a xenomorph, but it's not the traditional xenomorph because it comes out of an engineer. I forgot what the hell it's called.
Some of them used to call it the proto-alien.
It's not the protomorph. That's the name for the thing in Alien Covenant.
Ah, okay.
I forgot what it's called. I know there's a name for it, and I know I'm going to remember it after this review. But the Deacon. That's it. People call it the friggin' Deacon.
It was the Deacon.
I don't mind the design of it, really. I mean, it's not an alien, but it needs to be... You can do a whole movie just about this damn thing. Just give it its own spin-off. Do something with that shit.
No one really even knows what happened to that thing.
Yeah, bring that shit back.
It's still on the planet, growing, I guess.
Yeah, give it its own spin-off.
Yeah.
And then, for Prometheus, I kind of like the ideas of exploring everything. The movie's a mishmash because it tries to be a movie about science and studying the engineers, but at the same time it wants to appeal to the horror movie audience that like Alien and gore and shit. And all at once you get like these big gore action moments that feel totally out of place in the film to me. All in all, though, I think it was a good try. I'd give it 3 stars out of 4. It was good. It's not an Alien movie, really. It's just kind of a movie that's in the same universe. I'd give it 3 stars out of 4. I thought it was good.
Prometheus, when I first watched it, I was thinking, well, we're going to go in here, we're going to watch it, it's going to be Alien prequel, it's going to go up to the events
I think
of the first Alien.
Wanted, yeah.
But it ended up being a little different than that. I know we didn't get to see an actual alien.
Traditional xenomorph.
Yeah, well, we got the Deacon, which was kind of cool, and that it came out of the engineer was even cooler, so it must have been super powered. So, I'd have to give it, since I really did like it, I'd have to give it a 3 out of 4, yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it 3. I thought it was good. It's not really necessary, but it's good. I mean, I don't think it kills the franchise or anything. Alien Covenant, people are even more mixed about this bastard than they are about Prometheus. So, as far as Alien Covenant goes, my opinion, it's got some of the same damn problems as Prometheus. You get dumbass characters doing dumbass shit, like, stick my hand at the alien planet! Oh, shit! It's
at this point, it's basically turning into an Android movie.
Yeah, it's like this one is like really like Blade Runner mixed with Alien.
Yeah, really.
And this movie suffers from some bad problems. It suffers from more problems than Prometheus. The script here is not as tight as Prometheus. Problems A is it feels like the movie tries to wipe its ass with Prometheus because that movie split people so bad that they just wanted to wipe that shit away and just make a more of a traditional Alien movie. But they keep the same dumbass character moves that the people did in Prometheus, where the dude like kept trying to pet the alien worm snake or whatever. And they keep the same kind of shit here, and it makes the shit seem stupid. But once you get past that, and you get like I think it's the neomorph that shows up, and neomorph. Yes, the neomorph shows up, and it's like a back burster, and you get a throat burster. It comes out of spores that get inside people's bodies. That was kind of cool. I kind of like this creature. I would have been more interested just say screw the xenomorph, just make the whole damn movie about this thing.
I like how the planet, everything on the planet was affected by the
Yeah,
black,
it's like
by the black.
yeah, all the
goo.
black shit. It's all toxic.
It all wanted to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So. And energy through your ears and through.
Yeah,
anywhere.
I like that. I would have wanted to see the whole movie about the Neomorph. It was kind of cool. Once the I was kind of hating on the movie, but once the Neomorph shows up and starts taking people out, I was like, yeah, this is still kind of dumb, but I was having fun with it. It's kind of like a dumb creature.
I thought a lot of the deaths were obvious, though. It's like I obviously knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, you know pretty much what's going to happen in this thing. It is predictable as hell.
Shower scene, two people in the shower doing stuff.
Yeah, but I was having fun with it. Once the Neomorph actually showed up, started massacring people, I was having a good time. It was rote horror shit, but I was having a fun time with it. It was like a dumb creature feature. Now, should Alien be that? Probably not, but for it being that, I'm not just going to hate it because it is that. I was having fun with it. And, of course, and there's this dumbass character played by Billy Crudup from Big Fish, who I liked in Big Fish. I didn't even mind him in Watchmen. He played the big blue dick guy. And he goes like, the android dude, Michael Fassbender, says, hey, look at this egg. And he's like, duh. And the freaking face hugger like attaches to his ass. I'm like,
it was obviously knew it was going to happen.
yeah, how stupid are you? How did you get this job? And then chest burster comes out of him, and it's a protomorph, is what people call it, because it is a xenomorph, but it's not like as refined as a xenomorph. It doesn't look like it has like the more mechanical type enhancements. And it goes on a rampage. That's kind of cool. And then it becomes like kind of like a redo of Alien, but at a much faster pace. And I was kind of still having fun with it. It was really quick, but I was having fun with it. You get to the end, you got Michael Fassbender versus Michael Fassbender, which was kind of neat.
That's it.
And it's pretty much, you get shitload of throwbacks to Blade Runner. And Blade Runner, I like Blade Runner. Look forward to Blade Runner 2. And Blade Runner 2 is going to be better than this movie. But anyway. And you get Michael Fassbender versus Michael Fassbender, and one of the Michael Fassbenders walks out after the fight, and if you've seen any number of movies, if you're somebody like me who's seen a shit ton of movies, you know it's the evil Michael Fassbender.
You obviously know what's going on. Yeah,
you know it's not the fucking good one. How stupid can you be? If there's two robots that look exactly the same, and then one of them walks out, I don't give a shit what's going on. My first impression is, are you who you say you are?
The fact that they didn't show us what happened just solidified me.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious. Unless you know nothing about the film, or you haven't seen that many movies, which is fine, then you're going to automatically go, of course!
Duh.
You get and Danny McBride is in this movie. He actually does a good job. He comes back for the next one. And you get to the end, and of course, they're all going into hypersleep, and she thinks it's Walter, the other Michael Fassbender android, and of course he's like, see ya, with a shit-eating smile, and you're like, we knew it was you. I hated that shit, but I do like the final ending where he's like, he pulls out these face-hugger embryos and puts them in there, and he's going to do more experiments. And I believe I've heard on the director's cut, or there's, not director's cut, but the obvious super extended edition that will be released on Blu-ray, that there is an extended scene that hints that he wants to create an alien queen in the next movie using the woman, using the main character in this movie whose name I forgot because she's pretty generic. She's just like another Ripley clone. But using her, and that's kind of interesting. And it's a good place to leave off on the cliffhanger, because I do think we'll get another movie, but I hope the next movie is the final movie in the prequel trilogy. Wrap this prequel shit up, and then go do Alien 27 or something. Just end this prequel shit. They need one more movie, end it there. And for Alien, yeah.
And Android created the aliens.
And then you find out the Android created the aliens. And
he wanted to create the perfect life form.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of obvious after Prometheus, and it's kind of obvious when you're in this movie that he's the one that does it.
Yeah.
Is it a little bit of a letdown? I don't know. I don't really know what the hell you could come up with that would make the aliens' like existence be something epic. They seem too much like they're created as weapons, and that they're created by this robot. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind it. It's just that it's just not. It doesn't. I don't care either way. Is what I'm saying. I never was really interested in seeing the aliens explanation. But the problem with this prequel trilogy, if you want to get down to it, is the fact that it should have been like 2 movies. You could take everything in this damn movie, the majority of it, and combine it with Prometheus and just make one epic alien movie, or Prometheus movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion, yeah. You should have just been 2 movies. But as far as this movie goes, for a dumb creature feature, which is pretty much what it is, I give it 3 stars out of 4. It's a little bit weaker than Prometheus, but it's a different type of movie than Prometheus. It's a dumb creature feature, like I said. Just want to see some alien type creatures ripping shit up for a short amount of time. It's perfectly watchable. I'd give it 3 stars out of 4. Perfectly watchable for me. Good mindless creature feature. What about you? 1 to 4?
I didn't think Alien Covenant was quite as good as Prometheus.
It's not. It's not as good as Prometheus.
And I gave Prometheus 3 out of 4. And this movie's a bit different kind of movie than Prometheus. It's, so I'd probably have to give it. I'll give it 2.5 out of 4. Yeah.
That's reasonable. 2.5 out of 4. I just had fun with it personally when the aliens start turning shit up. I'd give it 3 out of 4. I thought it's a good dumb creature feature horror movie. Yeah. So all in all, that's my reviews that's our reviews for the Alien franchise. Yeah. As a whole, what would you give the whole franchise as a whole?
If I was going by a star scale of 4, I'd have definitely
1 to 4 as a whole.
As a whole, it gets a 4 out of 4 every time.
The whole franchise.
The whole franchise together. Yeah.
Not counting Alien vs. Predator movies. We'll do that somewhere down the line.
I don't even think about
we'll
those
do
movies
that somewhere
anymore.
down the line.
Yeah.
1 to 4 though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. If Alien Resurrection brought it down as much as it did.
For the whole franchise, 1 to 4.
I give it a 3.75 out of 4.
For the whole franchise?
For the whole franchise.
Not counting the Alien.
Not counting those movies.
For me, personally, 1 to 4 for the whole franchise. Alien is great. You really didn't even need any movies after that. Aliens is great. Once again, you really didn't need any movies after that. Alien 3 is pretty good, assembly cut. Watch only the assembly cut, in my opinion. Alien Resurrection is okay. Fucking Prometheus, it's good, but it's not really needed, but it's good. Alien Covenant, stupid, but a good time, good, enjoyable, dumb creature attack movie. My opinion for the whole franchise, I'd give it 3 stars out of 4. I think it's a good franchise as a whole, but I don't think it's a great franchise as a whole, because the later movies do bring it down, and some of them are really pushing it and not really needed. But as a whole, I'd give it 3. It's a good franchise as a whole, and I definitely recommend it to any sci-fi fan. So, yeah, all in all, any final thoughts on the Alien franchise?
Now, I would like to see them take more from the new game that came out, where it was. I mean, they
basically shit in the
they took it from the Alien, like the first Alien, where you have to hide, you have to run, you can't hurt the alien, you can't do anything to it. The only way to do anything is to just run from it.
I agree with that. And he takes more shit from the games. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all in all, it's final thoughts on the franchise, and we'll see you guys again with another review.
Take it easy. Test video. Test video. Oh, oh, oh.
And the spread sucks. Uh-oh. See, there's the problem.
That's my bad.